Okay, so in case you didn't know, pumpkin is keto friendly. I mean, consumed in moderation, of course, but we're talking about it's about 12 grams of carbs per cup and 3 grams of fiber. So that's 9 net carbs per cup of pumpkin. Pumpkin spice lovers and pumpkin lovers, you are not leaving us ketoans behind. We're coming for your pumpkin. We're coming for your pumpkin. Pumpkin lovers, I see you. I see you. I see you. So, that being said, let's get a little pumpkin crazy, and I'm gonna make a pumpkin trifle. Welcome to my kitchen. Now, my pumpkin trifle recipe was an absolute hit during my Thanksgiving dinner. Everybody was raging about it and how good it was. So, of course, I want to share it with you, my ketoans. Now, it's layers of pumpkin cake with a pumpkin cheesecake, whipped cream, and butterscotch chips. Now, the butterscotch chips, of course, they're keto friendly. They are by Lily's. So, if you don't know who Lily's is, you better get into it because she has the best tasting keto friendly chocolate around. Let me tell you, she's got all the flavors. All the flavors are delicious. I've had pretty much most of them and they taste like a dream. Oh, so if you haven't discovered her, get into it, people. Now, that being said, let me show you this deliciousness. All right, so first we're gonna start with our cake layer. And so for the cake, we're gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees. We're gonna grease a 13 by 9 inch cake pan and then line it with parchment paper and then grease the paper as well. Perfect, and we're gonna get that set aside. And in a bowl, we're gonna whisk together 2 cups of almond flour, 1/4 cup of stevia or monk fruit sweetener. And if you're using a 1-to-1 ratio sweetener, then you can use anywhere from a half to 3/4 of a cup. But since stevia and monk fruit are a 2-to-1, we're using less of that. And then to this, we're gonna add a half a cup of coconut flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna whisk that until it's well combined. Now, in another bowl, we're gonna mix together our wet ingredients. And I have 4 large eggs. And then to this, we're gonna add a half a cup or 1 stick of butter melted. And then about 8 ounces or half a can of pumpkin puree. And then to this, we're gonna add 1/4 cup of oil and a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're gonna whisk this until it's well combined. Now make sure you're getting the pumpkin puree and not the pumpkin pie mix. The pumpkin pie mix is loaded with sugar, not even close to keto friendly. So make sure you're getting the pure pumpkin puree. Perfect. Now we're going to add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients, and then we're gonna stir this until it's well combined. And then what we'll want to do is add enough water so that the batter is spreadable, but not horrible. So you're looking at about 1/4 cup to a half a cup of water. So we're gonna pour our batter into our baking dish. We're gonna get that spread all the way to the edges. Beautiful. Now this is going to bake for 20 to 25 minutes or until the edges are golden brown and the top is just firm to the touch. All right, so while the cake is in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our pumpkin cheesecake layer. Pro tip, when whipping whipped cream, if you chill your bowl and the whisk beforehand, it makes making whipped cream a whole lot faster. So to a chilled stand mixing bowl, I'm going to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. And we're just going to whip this until it's thickened up a bit, but not completely stiff. Once it's thickened up, then we're going to add a half a cup of stevia or monk fruit sweetener, or you can use 3/4 to 1 cup of a 1-to-1 sweetener, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then we're going to whip the cream till stiff peaks. Perfect. Now we're just going to set this aside. Beautiful. Now, in that same stand mixing bowl, I'm just gonna go ahead and beat 16 ounces of cream cheese that's softened until it's nice and creamy. Perfect. And then to this, we're going to add 8 ounces or a half a can of pumpkin puree, and a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. We're just gonna mix this well. Don't forget to scrape down the bowl. Beautiful. Now we're going to add half of our whipped cream to our pumpkin mixture. We're just going to give this a good mix until it's well combined. Beautiful. And this is nice and done. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside. Beautiful. And look how yummy that is. All right. And so we're going to set this aside and let it cool completely. And once it's cooled completely, then we're just going to kind of break it up. All right, and now we got everything. Now it's time to assemble. So to assemble our trifle, on the bottom we're going to add some of that crumbled cake. And then on top of that, we're going to add our pumpkin cheesecake. And just kind of spread that around a bit. And then we're going to top that off with some whipped cream and spread that around as well. Perfect. Now we're just going to top this with some of our butterscotch chips. And then you just repeat the layers from there. Add some more cake, some more pumpkin cheesecake, and then top it off with a layer of whipped cream. Perfect. And then we're just going to top our whipped cream with some butterscotch chips. And then sprinkle on some pumpkin pie spice. And there, you've handled it. You have pumpkin-y deliciousness in a cup. I hope you get inspiration from my kitchen. Like and subscribe to come back for more, and comment below if you're just as excited as me that pumpkin is keto friendly. Whew. Thank you, Lord. So now we can go ahead and get a little pumpkin crazy. Just remember, consume, a reasonable amount. Anyways, also let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this pumpkin trifle recipe, because let me tell you, deliciousness in a cup. I'm going to eat all of it, but not in one sitting. You can connect with me on any of my social media listed below. Thank you bunches for being here, and I'll catch you back here for more deliciousness.